I've got an awesome resistance band shoulder workout for you today. It's 6 exercises, about 30 minutes long. All you need is bands, and this is my personal workout. So I do these exercises every single week. So I can tell you that it will grow your delts and build strength. All right, the first exercise, we're gonna be doing side lateral raises. So we're basically going to be lifting our arms up to our side, driving those elbows up to be parallel with our shoulders. And we're gonna be driving it with our pinkies and our elbows to get these things nice and fired up. We're working the mid delts here, so you should feel it in the mid delt region. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some bands and we're gonna do 2 sets of 10 to 15 reps. So that first set is just kind of a warm up. I want you to use a light resistance band, and we're just gonna get those muscles firing, get the brain connected, and get 15 good controlled reps. I don't want you flapping your arms like a bird because it's light. Just get good control, feel that muscle contraction, and then jump into your second set. For your second set, I want you to bump that weight up, and we're gonna be targeting down towards that 10 rep range, and make sure that you can do slow and controlled reps as well. For our third set, we are going to be doing what's called a rest pause set. And what that is, it's basically like 3 mini sets with short 15 breath breaks in between. So all you need to do is basically use the same resistance as we had for set 2. And now we're gonna jump into this rest pause set. The first portion of that set, we're gonna do as many reps as we can, keeping it slow and controlled. And then we take 15 breaths, and then we jump into our second set. Same thing, as many reps as you can do until failure, and then 15 more breaths. The last portion of this rest pause set, same thing. We're gonna be doing as many reps as you can until failure, keeping them slow and controlled. Now these last couple of sets are gonna be super challenging, so I challenge you to keep that form and just grind out all these reps. I don't want you having anything left in the tank after this rest pause set. That's the whole point of doing the rest pause set. If you're looking for something to target rep range so that you can make sure that you have the proper resistance, that first set you should get around 10 to 15 reps. The second portion of the rest pause you should get 8 to 10 maybe, and then that last part is you're gonna be down to like 5 to 6 reps. But I don't leave anything in the tank. Shoot to failure. Exercise number 2 is gonna be a seated shoulder press. So all you're gonna need for this is a single 41-inch band. You might need a couple different sizes because I want you to pyramid up that weight. We're gonna be doing 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. And to set this up, super simple. You just step through the band, get yourself something to sit on, and then you're gonna put that band right under your backside, and we're gonna be doing a shoulder press. So what I want you to do is find a comfortable length for your height, depending on, you may need to grab lower on the band if you're a shorter individual, or closer together if you're a taller individual with a long reach. So you'll have to play with that to get the right setup, but it's very easy once you get in here. So I like to kind of hook my thumbs in, and then we're just doing a straight up shoulder press with a big squeeze on those delts at the top, big reach, and then let it down slow, roughly to about nose height, and then back up. And again, we want to keep this nice and slow and controlled so you can really feel those delts getting engaged. So this is going to hit those front delts, and it's going to hit a little bit more of those side delts too because of how the angle of the band plays into this. And these work super well. So remember, we're gonna do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and I want you to increase that resistance every time. Exercise number 3, we are going to be doing some standing Arnold presses. So you're gonna need 2 41-inch resistance bands, 1 for each arm. And then I like to use a band handle here. And when I hook it up, I will hook the band around the outer hook, and then I make sure that the band is on the same side as my wrist for this exercise so that it doesn't get caught in your path of motion, because you're going to be moving around a little bit. And then all you got to do, hook these bands under your feet, and we're standing. And then to do the Arnold press, pretty simple. So we're going to start in this position with our palms facing us and our shoulders and arms kind of in that 90-degree position out in front of us. And then what we're going to do is wrap this around and extend up and press them towards the ceiling, and then come back down and rotate around. And it's kind of all one fluid motion when you're doing this, and you're gonna notice a ton of shoulder engagement. So we're gonna be shooting for 2 sets here of 10 reps. And then after that, we are gonna do some rest pause sets. Just one rest pause set, because that's all it's gonna take. Your shoulders are going to be toast after this. So remember, with that rest pause, it's 3 mini sets with a 15 breath break in between both of them. Last front delt exercise, we're gonna be doing incline presses here. So we're gonna get front delts, and we're gonna get a little bit of that upper chest. But at this point in the workout, like, you're gonna need some other muscles to get recruited, because these shoulders are gonna be just tore up. So what we're gonna do here, pop a couple of clench band handles in. You need one 41-inch band, and then we're gonna pop the band handles in on the inside, and then grab it just like such, wrap it around your back, get everything positioned, and then we're gonna bring this up into the small of our back, get it up as high as you can go. And then we're gonna be doing an incline press. So we're gonna be shooting to fire these up at an incline angle. Nice and slow and controlled. You can even use a wall if you want to have some more support, and just pushing these up and out with a big squeeze at the top, letting it down nice and slow, and getting to that point where you're almost fully contracted, but you still want to have tension on it. And for this, we're just going to be shooting for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and I want you increasing the resistance on each set. So start with something light to get warmed up, get acquainted with the exercise, and then bump that resistance up on your next 2 sets. All right, exercise number 5, we're going to be doing pull aparts. So now we're going to be focusing on those rear delts, which builds that entire shoulder muscle. So we've done front, we've done mid, now we're gonna go towards the back. And this exercise is super simple. All you need is a band. We're gonna be doing 4 sets here of 8 to 10 reps. And we're gonna start by doing overhand sets. So this is an overhand grip, and you're gonna get, roughly about a shoulder width. And all you're doing is pulling this band apart and getting a nice full stretch and engaging those rear delts. Make sure you grab a band that's got the right amount of tension, and also you want to make sure that you're far enough apart between my fingers so that when you stretch this thing out, you're not overstretching your band. So we're doing 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Obviously the first one is always nice and light, just to kind of get acquainted with that exercise. And then we're going to bump up our resistance. Second set, still overhand grip. Stretching these out and keeping it nice and slow and controlled. Like, you want to have a nice big squeeze at the top, so that resistance with this band is going to increase as you stretch the span. So when you are in the fully contracted position, you're going to have the peak resistance, and I want you to get a good squeeze here and then let it down nice and slow. And then for our last 2 sets, we're just going to switch the grip to an underhand grip, and you're probably not going to be able to go as heavy with these last 2 sets. So I usually will bump it down in resistance, or you could just grab, one side of the band, depending on how strong you are. But it's just gonna be the same thing as before. Underhand grip, now our thumbs point away from each other, and this helps to open up that shoulder a little bit so we get some more external rotation, and then we can do that pull apart rear delt fly. Nice and slow and controlled. Big squeeze at the top. And this should leave those rear delts just super pumped up and feeling good like the rest of our shoulders. Okay, last exercise, exercise number 6, we're going to be doing a rear delt overhead press. Now this is an exercise that is very special to resistance bands, because you can pretty much only do these with resistance bands. And what you're going to need is a chest high anchor point, and I wanted to do this workout with no anchor points required, but for this one, all you need is like a post or just something, a wall anchor or a door anchor strap to be able to anchor your band to. And then also make sure that you're checking your bands for nicks or cuts, because this exercise will be pulling the band pretty much towards your face. So you want to make sure that you got a good band here that you can trust. So set this up, you got a mid anchor point, and what we're gonna be doing here is an overhead press, but we're gonna grab our band here about shoulder width apart, and then we're gonna come back a little bit so that we got some tension here, and then we're gonna bring our hands overhead like we're doing a shoulder press, and we're gonna be fighting to pull those scapulas and keep everything retracted and pulling this band out, and then we're gonna be doing a press above our head. And this is the rep right here, this up and down motion, keeping those shoulder blades contracted, those rear delts engaged. I don't want you, the band is gonna wanna pull you forward like this, and you need to be able to fight against it and stay overhead. I kinda like to get my feet underneath me a little bit, so I'm almost into a slight backward lean. That way I can keep that band in good shape here, going in that vertical plane. And then you're gonna spread your arms apart on the bottom, and then squeeze them together at the top. And that is how you do this rep. We're gonna be shooting for 2 sets of 20 reps. So these things are just gonna burn those rear delts out. So you're gonna wanna make sure you pick a nice light band, and then make sure that you got the right tension away from the wall when you step back out into these. Wow, my delts are pumped up, and that's just from filming this exercise, these exercises for you guys. I do this workout every single week, and it blows me away every single time, and you are going to see progress. So work your way through this thing. Drop in the comments which exercise was your favorite, and then let me know how pumped up your delts were after you finish this whole workout. Also, if you like what you saw today, be sure to smash that like button. If you want to see more of this, click on the on-screen links that are popping up. We have plenty of workouts and exercise videos just like this. And also be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of this content and get notified when we publish new videos each and every week. And if you need any bands or accessories, please head over to clenchfitness.com, and thank you for watching.